Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm helping you level up your communication skills. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the power of embarrassment. Now, in regards to embarrassment, there's always a period where things are stinging a lot. It hurts. As time goes on by, the painful embarrassment heals. Now, in terms of the healing process, for the general society, that's enough. For them, now they can finally show their face again. In any society out there, there's what we call the general society, and there's what we also call the outliers. The outliers are the individuals who think in a completely different way. And in this situation, the outliers, they're not okay with just healed embarrassment. They need something more. Well, Armani, what more do they want? What they want is to commit modern day alchemy, where they turn one thing into another thing. They want to turn this healed embarrassment into leverage for the future. They didn't just go through this pain for no reason. They better get something out of it, some sort of value. And this is where the story begins today. There was a moment when I went to this conference, and it was a marketing conference where there was a section in the conference where there was a panel filled with 5 marketers. They were talking about the latest tips, tricks, and insights. Once 40 minutes were up and the panel was done, the question and answer section started. And during the Q&A section, there was this one audience member whose hand sprung up, and he pointed out one of the marketers and in a very rude voice asked this marketer, "What do you do all day?" And first of all, no one likes to hear a question like that. What do you do all day? How do you respond to a question like that? Because for this marketer, let's say he's talking about the boring parts of his day, he's gonna be in this dilemma thinking, wait a minute, this audience is gonna think I'm a boring kind of guy in a boring sort of profession. No, I can't have that. But it's a dilemma because the other part of him is like, well, you can't just keep talking about the good stuff, otherwise the audience will know that you're lying. This marketer was in a weird position. What's he gonna do? Well, he gave a brilliant response. He looked at the audience member and he said, "Sir, I get paid to notice things, which is why I spend a large part of my day learning from outside resources, experimenting new concepts, and learning more about myself." This response was met with applause. People in the audience were like, "Yes, what an amazing response." And I was being a little nosy. I saw that people were writing some notes. And the notes that they were writing were the first 2 points, not the third one. The third point was pretty much saying self-knowledge. I try to notice myself. The third one was the most important part. Because think about what the marketer said. I get paid to notice things. Well, question, how do you notice something? This is a very deep question. How do you notice something? Because with our nervous system, we only process a little bit of information from our external environment. Now, once that information is inside of us, still, we only process a fragment of that. That's what we notice. What is one of the main factors in terms of this little fragment? Our experiences, self-knowledge. In terms of experiences, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly is the embarrassing moments. The reason that this marketer was asked to be on the panel in the first place was because he was successful, and he became successful because he didn't just zone in on the good. He also leveraged the bad and the ugly. This was a foreign concept to me until I understood how important embarrassing moments were in terms of communication. There was a period in my life when one of my companies that I worked for in Tampa sent me to New Jersey to get some training. When I went to New Jersey, I came to learn that there were many people from all of US also being sent to Jersey in order to get training under the same company. Well, the head honchos, they decided that it would be efficient to break all these individuals into different groups and assign them individual teachers. The group that I was a part of was Room 308. Why did they call it Room 308? Because that's where we were going to meet. The first day I entered Room 308, I look all around me and I see that there's roughly 20 girls in the class and 4 guys plus me, so 5 guys total. Plus, our instructor was a lady named Miss Julie. Now, to the overly rational mind, they would be like, was it weird because the dynamics were so off? You guys were so outnumbered? Not at all. That was one of the reasons that we were able to bond so well. There was amazing chemistry in that entire class. And Room 308 was the only class that liked each other. All the other rooms, they were forced to be there. They didn't hang out after the training. But 308, we hung out. And one of the main reasons for that was Miss Julie. Miss Julie always took pride in being this independent woman. She was a proud bachelorette. And she would always tell the guys in the class, I don't need no man. I don't need no man at all. And the guys, we would normally tease her. We're like, Miss Julie, you just frontin'. You could come to happy hour with us. We're just joking around with her. Well, one of these days, Miss Julie got pretty embarrassed because we were joking with her too much. And she decided that she also wanted to embarrass the students. So one of these days, a bunch of the guys, we came back a little late from class, and some of the girls as well. Miss Julie said, kids, I noticed that you guys consistently come back late from lunch. The next time you guys are late, I'm going to make you, whoever's late, come into the front of the class and sing. When she said that, the message was heard loud and clear. We're not going to be late anymore. Miss Julie didn't like that. She really wanted to embarrass us. So anytime she saw us doze off in class, she gave us the option of either hula hooping or making 10 baskets, a small little rubber basketball in front of the class. And we're people. We continued to doze off when Miss Julie was talking. And routinely, she would give the classmates the option of hula hooping or basketball. And 10 out of 10 times, the girls in the class chose hula hooping, and 10 out of 10 times, the guys in the class chose basketball. This was an amazing deal, a perfect deal. Until one of these days, one of the loudmouth girls were saying, Miss Julie, did you notice that the guys never volunteer to do hula hooping? I vote that we make them do hula hooping right now. Miss Julie was still trying to embarrass us. She was like, I agree with you. Boys, come to the center of the class. I didn't want to do it. I was sitting down and I was looking at one of my friends named Justin across the room. I'm like, yo, you going up? He's like, yeah, no, I'm not going up. So 3 of the guys go up. Me and Justin are sitting down. And Miss Julie is getting sort of aggressive right now. She says, Justin and Armani, come on up. Justin is like, let's go. I'm still sitting down. And Miss Julie says, Arman, I'm not asking. I was so mad. I went up and I was thinking, I'm here to get trained. I'm not here to do some damn hula hooping. But we get our hula hoops and now we're proceeding to look like idiots in front of the entire class. There was one of these guys named Trevor. He looks exactly like Napoleon Dynamite. He looks so off, trying to balance this hula hoop and trying to spin in circles. He's clearly getting laughed at by everyone else in the class, but he likes it. He's an entertainer sort of type. The other guys were extremely embarrassed, and you could say that it was a very harsh moment for us. After that moment, I sit back down and I'm like, I don't want to be around anyone. I just want to chill for this weekend. But it was Friday, and in room 308, we had a tradition. Every Friday, one of the guys would throw a party in their hotel room where everyone from 308, besides Miss Julie, of course, would come through. We would party, and then we would go to New York to spend a night out. Today was my turn. So at Friday, I had to host a party. So once the party time is starting, I'm hoping a lot of people forgot the hula hooping incident, but they didn't. The girls were teasing all the boys. You guys did such a weird job today. You guys were so funny to us. We're like, yeah, we were funny? She's like, yeah, you guys were really funny. And one of the girls were like, hey, Armani, do you have towels here and some hangers that you don't use? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, give it to me and give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, she comes back with some white towels wrapped around a circular hanger that she assembled, and she made a hula hoop. She's like, today in Arman's party, we're going to learn hula hooping. And immediately, what was extremely embarrassing a couple of hours back was now the source of humor for this party. The reason that this party wasn't boring was because all the guys plus the girls were taking their shot at hula hooping, and this assimilated the group even more. We started to all bond much, much more. Even to this day, Room 308, there's a GroupMe chat for it, where every now and then we still talk about it. We still have videos of that party in the group chat. And this started to shift my perspective regarding embarrassing moments. Because one of the reasons why is that thus far, 11 minutes and 50 seconds in, that moment did not just end there. I'm able to get that embarrassing moment, that healed embarrassment, and now turn it into leverage by sharing a story right now. And let's say 10 people watch this video, and one person watches the video and gets that realization like, whoa, embarrassment can be good if we're thinking of the big picture. This healed embarrassment in context to my life has now not only added value to me, it has added value to at least one other person. So this is what I consider modern day alchemy. When we focus on just the small time situation, that's when embarrassment hurts more. Like right after I got done with hula hooping, man, my skin was feeling hot, my face was very warm, my mouth was dry, and I felt eyes piercing me looking like such an idiot along with the other guys. But when we scope and look at the bigger picture, in terms of the bigger picture, that was nothing. Actually, when looking at the bigger picture, that event completely shifts in terms of context. And that's where the insight that that marketer was giving that day started to make all the sense in the world. I get paid to notice things, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's best not to even view it like that, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just view it in one spectrum of experiences. And this is how great communicators are born. This sort of insight shifts the perspective regarding comedy night and day. Look at your favorite comedians. What are they talking about? More often than not, they're talking about embarrassing moments which healed. But unlike the general society, they didn't stop there. They turned that healed embarrassment into insights for the future. That's modern day alchemy. And the more that this insight is being created, the more that alchemy is being practiced in real time, the more the perception regarding embarrassment starts to change. And not only are we happier, or better yet, more okay in terms of embarrassment, the mind now does not just focus on small day-by-day events, day-by-day activities, day-by-day problems. It focuses on month-by-month increments, decade-by-decade increments, 50-year by 50-year increments. This is all the fruits once the insights are being leveraged. So embarrassing moments are a great part in terms of building the great communicator, and embarrassing moments create some of the finest arts that are nowadays out in society. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.